Okay, hi Jen. Thanks for meeting with me here. So for those watching this, I'm Eric, of course, with Alberta Youth Disc Golf, and you're Jen with running the Canadian Women's event in Canmore, which you'll talk about in a few minutes. But yeah, I was thinking like I wasn't sure at first when you reached out to me. Like it's like, what is it?
Mhm.
It's a women's event. Why is she contacting me? And so one of the things you mentioned was that like juniors, male and female, are like absolutely welcome to play at the event. And so that's one reason why we're doing this video is to get that message out. Um, but yeah, can you tell me the details about the event?
So it's going to be happening in June. Um, for the CWE requirements, it has to be an event taking part between sometime between May 1st and June 31st. So we do qualify being June 21st. Longest day of the year. So there will be a couple of tricky
Oh yeah,
tricks up there for the longest day. But it should be a lot of fun to have everybody out. We're making it kind of a more casual, laid back day. It's a great chance for people to come out and check out the tournament feel of things if they've never been to a tournament
yeah.
before. We're just going to do one round in the morning, and then in the afternoon we're going to have some different disc golf activities like putting competition and longest drive, some trivia, things like that. So there'll be a bunch of different activities in the afternoon. So it'll still be a full day of disc golf.
Now the event is on the tournament. I mean, it's on disc golf scene.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so people
Um,
can go there and sign up and register.
Yeah, if you want, the easiest way is just type in CWE in the search bar, and then you'll get all of the CWE events across Canada. So,
For example, so there's
hmm
other CWE events in Alberta then?
yeah, there's four in Alberta this year. So there's She's Up First in Edmonton, May 3rd.
Mm.
Uh, the Red Tail Ridge CWE is May 24th. And then Calgary Women Can Park It, their third year, and that'll be June 7th. So the CWE at Nordic will be the last one, June 21st.
And again, do you know, like, are juniors, boys and girls, welcomed at all of those?
Yes, they are. All junior events need to be available at all the CWEs. So,
Okay, yeah, and that's what, yeah, and that's something like I said, I wasn't aware of. So that's really good to know. And I definitely, on behalf of Alberta Youth Disc Golf, like we definitely appreciate, you know, working together with you on this to get the word out.
mhm.
I, I was just thinking like in my work, I see that connection to, um, well, obviously I work with all youth, but I definitely see how important it is to encourage girls in the sport. And so I appreciate the connection to women in the sport too. And um, yeah, it certainly helps that there's some very inspiring, disc golf playing professionals, women that are just like phenomenal. Like we've we've watched my son and I, we've watched the Jomez Pro videos of
Mhm.
the different tournaments, and sometimes yeah, we equally watch the women play too. They could, I don't know, it's just really exciting to see like that growth in
Yeah.
the sport. And um, maybe I'll share a story, and then I think you have a story to share too. But when I was first running tournaments, there were two different tournaments that summer where each had like 6 or 7 year old girl that stood out to me. So two different girls, two different tournaments, but they were both playing about equally as well, which at that stage, not very good. They were learning, they were
Mhm.
beginners. And these were 2 round tournaments, and after each round, same story. Both girls could have quit or wanted to quit or just not feeling totally encouraged. So with their parents, I talked to them and encouraged them to keep playing, which they both did. So young girls, they both finished each of their tournaments. Um, but I remember seeing one of them like later on that summer. Uh, it might have been maybe the next tournament that I ran. I'm not sure. But they were like carrying their disc golf bag and dressed like a disc golfer, like very confident walk and more
Mhm.
confident playing as well. And so that's to me that's an example of the power of sport and importance of sport. It's not just about playing the game and trying to beat everybody else, but about the character and skills, like problem solving skills that you learn. And that's a big part of what I want to do with Alberta Youth Disc Golf is basically disc golf is the means that myself and my other volunteers use to like build youth and develop them and help them to have that character and confidence and skills, not just for the sport but for life. So, but yeah, I think you had a story you wanted to share too.
Yeah, I did. It's also kind of to encourage people who might be a little bit nervous about signing up for their first tournament. Um, uh, my first tournament was supposed to be a women's global event at Park 96 4 years ago now. Um, and I just happened to be at Nordic Centre on a Friday evening, and there were tents set up for the Calgary Open. And I went to see if we were okay to play around, even though we weren't taking part in the tournament. And as I started to walk away, I went, "Oh, I wonder if there's any room left." And so I turned back and asked if there was space, and they said that there was only one other woman signed up for the tournament. So if I wanted to register so she had somebody to play with, they would open it for me. And I signed up on the spot and went out and I played with my now friend Pam. She gave me my first lightweight disc, a diamond that I absolutely loved, and was a game changer for my game. Um, but we've been friends since and still go out and disc together. She's actually running the Women Can Park It in
Okay.
Calgary this year, so make sure you check out her event too. Um, but it was just a really, really inviting environment walking into it at the last minute. And even though Pam could have beat me if I only played 2 rounds to her 3, she still encouraged me and gave me tips throughout and just really was a great support. And I think that's my favorite thing about women's disc golf is just how encouraging it is.
Yeah, you're probably right there. Not as much testosterone interfering in the talk.
Yeah, it's always a very positive experience. So,
Yeah. Although honestly, yeah, generally though, the disc golf community is male and female. I
yeah.
find like very, very open, especially to like help people that are learning.
Mhm.
So
I've
definitely,
definitely gotten a
yes,
lot of great
yeah,
tips for
yeah,
hands.
yeah. So definitely for anybody watching this, like, if you're thinking of maybe, yeah, signing up for the CWE event in Canmore, just well reach well we'll attach some contact info in this video at the end. But yeah, just reach out to us because we could probably connect you with somebody to give you some free coaching. Honestly, like the communities, like you put your hand up and say, "Can someone help me?" and people jump all over it. So, which reminds me, we are collaborating on something else.
Yes, that's true.
Do you remember the date?
May 4th.
So to teach disc golf, yeah. So I'll be coming out if I can find some other helpers, I can. But I can play enough to teach, and I'm sure you can teach things by now too. So like anyway, we'll attach those details as well. But just
Mhm.
like a learn to disc golf clinic, fairly open, fairly casual. Um, maybe probably for a few hours. Just like at the Canmore Nordic Centre. So again, anybody watching this, that's also another thing that you can do is show up to that. And I guess the last thing I would want to say to people is like thinking about joining a tournament is not to stress too much about how good others are or don't set the wrong expectations on yourself. Like, yeah, just participate in that fun tournament, that fun community, enjoy the people you're playing with, learn from them, and really it's just a matter of you go again, you get some tips, you play some recreational rounds. Like over time, you're going to get better. If that's a concern, you will get better. This is the kind of sport that naturally happens.
It's
But yeah,
very true. You definitely do. And I mean, even if you don't win, you still get an awesome player pack.
that's true.
Um, the CWE has some great sponsors. PDGA Canada, MVP, Dynamic Discs. There's been a couple of uh, smaller sponsors that have really stepped up to the plate that not as many people know. Um, uh, DG Art by Jacob and Disky Chicks have both been contributors for a couple of years now, so they've been really big supporters. And T-Box socks are gonna have socks in our player packs, and they
Huh.
look awesome. So I'm really excited about the player packs.
Now, before we started recording, I was asking you about all those discs behind you, and
Hmm.
what you told me were that those are like player pack discs. So
Yeah, a lot of
so
them are.
yeah, so you were talking about earlier that first tournament you played in,
Hmm.
and then now there's all these discs behind you. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what? I don't think I have the Calgary Open one up there,
Oh,
but I do have my WGE, which was my very first women's
yeah,
event
women's
and what
global.
was supposed to be my first event that I played in. So,
So, but I mean, that's like a visual representation right there. What can
yeah.
happen if you get that little bit of courage to say, okay, I'll go, like I'll play this. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so it's great to meet with you today and like talk about all this, and it's exciting to see what happens with your event and also all the Alberta Youth Disc Golf activities this summer too. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see if this develops into like further collaboration too. So I appreciate you reaching out and thanks for
Yeah, that
meeting
would
with
be
me
great.
today. All right.